Hey guys, what's up? I'm back. Sorry I haven't made a video in a while, but I think it was worth the wait because today I have something really special. This is the Nacon wired compact controller, as you can see here. You guys might know Nacon for their Revolution Pro controller that has all those back buttons and stuff and extra features. This one is not like that. This is just basically an alternative to the DualShock. I would have made a review for the Pro controllers for PS4, but I just wasn't into spending that much money on a controller right now. But this one, on the other hand, was very inexpensive, so I figured I'd pick it up. I haven't seen any like real reviews of this controller, so I figured I'd try it out myself and give you guys my thoughts on it. So this controller is actually only available in Europe right now, except for this one website where I did find it, and that's how I have it here today. I will link you guys to that website in the description. And as of right now, when I'm making this video, this is the only place you can get it outside of Europe, and it comes in a few different colors and actually comes in like a see-through light up version. So taking a look at the box here, it's nothing special. As you can see, wired compact controller. Also look, officially licensed product. That's pretty serious. That's how you know it's going to be a quality product. Any controller that I've used, for example like the Hori pad, is officially licensed by Sony, and it really makes a difference. It just feels a lot more accurate with the buttons, the sticks, everything. You know it's going to work when it has that little logo there. So taking a look around the back here, basically just says its features in like every language imaginable here. As you can see, wired compact controller has 2 vibration motors, LED, status indicator. That means instead of a light bar, it has a little light on the front, which is just what the USB wired controller I reviewed in an earlier video had as well. Has the touchpad, fully capable touchpad, by the way. It also has a 3.5 headset jack, 3.5mm. That's a huge deal for a lot of people. Not for me, again, because I use USB headsets. It's just better quality for me. But that is a huge deal, and yes, it does have that, and I will test out the quality for you guys later. So cable length is 3 meters, and then it just shows the width and dimensions and stuff. And that's it, guys. It's just a controller to do whatever you need it to do, you know. It's going to be reliable. I have high hopes for it. Alright, so I'm going to unbox it for you guys, and then we're going to get into some gameplay. I'll talk about it, and then I'll give you my verdict and final thoughts on it. So yeah, here we go. So usually I speed up this part to make the video shorter, but a lot of people do like to see the unboxing in its entirety, so maybe I shouldn't do that for this video. There we go. Okay, take that out. Alright, so that comes out, and then the plastic part just slides out here. Like so. Alright. So, controller's right off to the side, right here. And it looks like in the box, we have... Oh, okay, that's helpful. It tells you how to wrap a cable properly. And then we have the user manual. Probably not going to need that. It's a pretty self-explanatory controller. And look at this, we have some Nacon stickers here. I personally don't like putting stickers on my products, but you never know, I might find a use for them. Alright, so here's the controller. Take this plastic piece off here, bring you guys up here. Alright. So that comes off like that. Okay. The wire's underneath here. Alright. Okay. It feels, I know where they got the compact from, especially the first thing I noticed right away is it feels very, like the grips, there's not a lot of place to grip. There's certainly enough, but it's just less than the DualShock, for example. But yeah, it has kind of like almost like a matte, like almost rubbery finish, but not like really soft rubber. It's kind of like a hardish rubber. So yeah, it feels very smooth. I know people love to hear the sounds of the buttons clicking, so I'm going to put the mic near the controller so you can hear exactly what it sounds like. So like, for example, the L1 and R1 have this like mechanical click here. That's really useful for like shooting games where you need to really click fast. I always use L1 and R1 to shoot. The R3 and L3 here, they click pretty loud. D-pad, nothing really that special. The touchpad feels really good actually. It feels very like mechanical, like just barely any pressure to click it. Option share button, they feel about the same as the regular DualShock. I don't know if you can see it if the camera's picking it up. The touchpad, yeah, you can't really see, but oh, you can see in the light it has all the little X, square, triangle, and circle icons just like patterned throughout the touchpad. That's really cool. So here are your back triggers. They go down about that much. They feel pretty good actually. They kind of curve to the contour of your finger. Yep, here's the headset jack at the bottom. PS buttons here. And that is the light indicator for which player you are, I guess. The analog sticks are pretty cool. The left one's kind of has that like textured look to it and feel, and then the right one has Nacon's logo, if you can kind of see that. There we go. The face buttons, they're pretty flat. They're a lot bigger. I noticed that on the Revolution controller as well. In the videos that I saw, the face buttons look pretty jumbo, and they are pretty big. They feel about the same though as the regular DualShock, and they don't sit very high. They're not mechanical or anything. They press in about the same way too. So yep, no light bar on the top. You just have the wire. It is a wired controller, obviously. Again, it's 3 meters. Here's the end. It's got the cool Nacon logo there as well, so you know which plug it is. And yeah, that's it, guys. Here it is next to the DualShock. Let me make some room here. Here's the comparison. So, I mean, I think the smallest part is just where you're gripping it. That's where it's small. It's not completely compact. I think maybe they got that name from just the fact that it's a stripped down version of the Nacon Revolution Pro. Compact in terms of features, not exactly size, but it's good. It's good to not be too small anyway. So, also one more thing I wanted to try. As you can see, this is a little stick extension here. I want to see if it would fit on the Nacon. Alright, so it doesn't appear to fit. It's a little too small, the stick is. So those aren't going to work, but you could probably get other grips that could fit these particular sticks. So let's get into some gameplay and I'll tell you some more about it. Alright guys, so there's going to be some Fortnite gameplay in the background. Don't pay any attention to it. I really don't play this game regularly, but I did have it downloaded. I know everyone and their mother is playing this right now, so I figured it was good to show because it is a shooting game and it does require accuracy, and with this controller it's perfectly possible to play it and be accurate and stuff. So I think I get a couple kills or something, but I didn't really know what I was doing, so don't judge me. But for my final thoughts on the controller, it's okay. There's some things I like about it and some things I don't, some things I wish maybe were a little different. So, for example, the analog sticks, they're accurate. They're like in terms of the dead zones and moving them, everything is even and accurate. There's really no problem with them in terms of the accuracy, but in terms of the way they feel, there's a little problem I have. So like I like that the sticks are both on the same plane and not asymmetrical like the Xbox style. I don't really feel a need for that, so I like that they're both on the bottom, but they're just a little too small. You saw that they were small enough to the point where the stick extension doesn't fit on it, and that's okay, but then they're just a little too small. Like I don't have huge thumbs or anything, but I didn't really feel like there was no comfortable place to rest my thumb. The left stick, it kind of sucks that the stick extension doesn't fit on it, because I wish the right stick was actually rounded like on the Revolution Pro. That controller's geared more towards shooters, so I understand why they did that. This one's geared more towards just anything, games in general. But I do wish it was a little more rounded, so that you could roll your thumb on the right stick better, and the left one, I just wish there was a little more space because the left stick, when you're thinking about games, even shooting games and sports games, your left thumb kind of stays still on the left stick, and your right thumb kind of flicks the right stick about wherever it needs to go. But the accuracy is there. It's completely fine in terms of that, and maybe it's just a matter of finding the right grips to fit on the controller, which I don't have right now, so that could probably be fixed. But anyway, here's some NBA 2K18 gameplay. I like to show a little variety here. So I play this game. Basically, it doesn't really matter. With sports games, like, you don't need incredible accuracy with the sticks or anything. I use any controller with this game, and it worked fine. Something to note in this game is that I was using the touchpad as like swipe commands to change the defensive zones and whatnot. And that's just to prove that it does work as a swipe motion thing and also as a button. So that's good. So another thing that I noticed about the controller is that I like, first of all, the top triggers, the top buttons. I like the feel of them. Like, I like how they spring up. I like the spring and feel of the R2 and L2, and I like the mechanical click of R1 and L1. But I just I don't like how they're shaped. And originally in the unboxing, I thought I did like it, but after using it for a while, I started to realize that the way they're shaped does not go well with the texture of it, because they are literally the smoothest plastic They're just this glossy black plastic that is just literally the most slippery surface, so you don't even have to be sweating, but your fingers will just slip off after a while, and they just won't feel settled on the back triggers. And because the controller, also, this brings up another point. I do realize why they call it the compact controller, because from a side view you really can see it as well. It is just, there is very little place to hold it. I'm kind of choking up with my hands a little bit, and because I'm doing that, my fingers naturally rest on the back triggers instead of the top ones, which I would normally use to shoot. But then I just decided to keep it as the back triggers, as aim and fire for games like Fortnite and Call of Duty. And like, they just don't settle well at all on those back triggers. Like, they just want to slip off. It would be a little better if they were kind of like a maybe more textured plastic and not extremely smooth, or if they were just completely flat, like not flat as in a line, but maybe flat on the same plane as the top of the controller instead of curving off like the edge of the controller, and that would make it a little easier to use. But again, yeah, it is a compact controller because your hands will kind of be choking up on it, and therefore your fingers will kind of rest on the back triggers, and it doesn't go well with the design. But other than that, I think that's the only negative I really have. It's a wired controller, so it is responsive and all, and there's no connection or latency issues. The headset jack I did try, it works pretty well, although people told me I was a little quiet. I don't know if it was just the mic, the headset I was using. And also I noticed that it has like a built-in mute function, and I don't mean like a manual mute, but I mean it kind of like whenever you stop talking, the voice would just completely cut off, or the background noise rather, and that's actually a good thing. But it's just something I noticed, and it does work well, and you'll probably be fine to communicate with people through that headset jack. Everything felt pretty good other than those things I mentioned. What would make this controller perfect is if the grips were a little longer, the sticks were a little different, maybe the right stick rounded and the left stick a little wider and flatter, so there's more space to kind of like move your thumb about. But I know it's designed as a compact controller, and I get that, and I'm not trying to like make it something it's not. But you know, from the perspective of an adult who has, you know, full-size hands, maybe it's just not the best option. It's not really geared towards kids, but it's not geared towards adults, I guess, either, because it's compact for a reason. I don't know, but it's definitely worth the price. Because it's very inexpensive, I think it is worth the pickup if your DualShock dies and you just need a controller, because it can get the job done. I think if you already have a DualShock and it works fine and you're okay with it, there's really no reason to pick up this controller. It's not going to make anything better or anything easier. It'll just kind of get the job done, like I said. You can trust it to work for any game. It's kind of like the HoriPad FPS Plus, where it's just accurate and you know it's going to work. It's officially licensed. So at that low price point, I can definitely recommend it. And also, maybe even if you have a kid or just like you're someone with small hands, maybe it could be ideal for you. Again, I'm going to leave the link in the description. The only place I know that you can get this outside of the UK and Europe and places like that. So, yep, anyway guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you have any feedback or criticism, feel free to leave it in the comments. More videos and reviews coming real soon. And yeah, look forward to those. I'll see you guys later.